what we've done, and this is why I say, like, the people, we tend to blame Washington, D.C. for all of our problems, right? We tend to blame up. And instead of actually looking at what have we been doing, what responsibilities have we taken as citizens, where the founders gave us extraordinary latitude and extraordinary rights, and that meant that we have to have, as citizens of a great, nation, we have to be responsible for exercising those things and taking some responsibility to do that. Meaning, like, one of them is the vote. So when we have, to put it in the perspective of today, when we have in our Republican primaries less than 35% national turnout, in the Republican primaries right now, less than 35% nationwide. With all of the craziness that's going on, all of the potential uncertainty, and I'm like, what's going on? So are you waiting for something? Are the American people waiting for something? Because I guarantee, and I bet a dime to a dollar, because the last, I think, 8 presidential elections, we had less than 65% for the general election, less than 65% turnout. And that means that there are, 35% of people who are registered who could vote do not. So there's a complacency. That's why I talk about, when we tend to throw the blame up at Washington, D.C., we put these people there. So what we have to do is we have to look at ourselves. We have to say to ourselves, look, how am I getting involved? How am I serving my community? How am I serving my church? How am I serving my county? How am I serving my local town? Am I involved? Am I volunteering? Am I participating as a citizen and doing the things that a citizen should do in order to protect the future of the republic of this country, and to protect the future as I look and I see my children or I see my grandchildren. I go to fill up my gas tank and I'm paying, 3 or 4 or 5 times as much for gas on a monthly basis. I mean, and I don't care what party you're in, that still costs the same. So I want people to understand that, from my perspective, you got to get involved. I use this phrase, local action has a national impact. So you got to get involved. That's number one. Trust me when I say that, because I've been around this country many, many times over the last couple of years, last 3 years, at least 3 or 4 times, completely around the country, and have talked to tens of thousands of Americans, and the American people are not done. The American people are fired up. They're not done. But I want to remind people, you got to get out there and you got to participate. And one of the rights, one of the privileges that we were given was the chance to be equal at one moment in time, and that's when you vote.
That's fantastic. We've got to get involved locally. We've got to get involved first, get yourself involved, then get your family involved, and then go out from there. I think it's a brilliant strategy. General Flynn has just laid it out for us. Now, we're going to summarize everything that we've talked about here, and we'll give you links and backup data and everything else, and we'll put it in our free economic battle plan. You can get a copy of this at economicwarroom.com. You sign up there, sign up for the battle plans, and we'll send you an email a week. It'll cover this topic or next week's topic or whatever. Now remember, what we see as a marketplace, our enemies view as a battle space. This is Kevin Freeman from the Economic War Room.